What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Mo, and today in this video I'll be going through my transfer plans for Game Week 4. Game Week 3 still has one game to go, which is Manchester United versus Liverpool, which will be happening later today. So we still got points to come through for that game. We'll also look at what plans I'm looking at in terms of players potentially for bringing into my squad to make my team look even stronger, or the best team I could possibly put out in terms of my starting 11 for Game Week 4. Am I making any transfers? Am I looking at any? We'll discuss through all the opportunities and the possibilities that I may be going through in the next couple of days for Game Week 4. But before we get stuck into that, if you haven't subscribed to FPL INKLING, this is your opportunity. Hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and be part and stay tuned for the best FPL content you can get for this season's FPL game. So let's get stuck in and let's look at my transfer plans. But what we'll do is we'll review how I've done so far in Game Week 3. There's not really much to review. I've not done that great, to be fair. I'm well below average. I'm on 29 points as we stand, and I still have two players to go, which is Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool and Salah, which is my captain, which will play Manchester United. So we can start from the back line. Edison and Cancelo. So Cancelo got a yellow card and conceded 3 goals, so he got 0 points, and Edison got me 1. Now, Man City, would they be conceding 3 goals every single week? Not really. It's just a blip. I'm not too concerned. I'm going to stick with them too. So it was an absolute surprise for them to concede 3. I thought 1 might be a good opportunity because they were away, but 3 goals, hats off to Newcastle. They did extremely well. So a kick in the teeth for Man City defence, because I know most FPL managers, some way or or some sort, they've got 2 Man City defenders. So either like myself, who's got Edison and Cancelo, or another defender in the back line, or they've just gone for Cancelo and Walker, whereas Walker is $500,000 cheaper than Edison in terms of price. So not a great week for Man City defences, but we've had to kind of take the hit for it. But I think they'll come back stronger next week in their next fixture, and they'll obviously come back getting clean sheets every other week, which they pretty much do get in terms of 20 to 23 clean sheets in a season. So their first no clean sheet game was against Newcastle, but hey, that's part of FPL. I'd rather concede all 3 today and have a clean sheet next week. So not great, but I'm pretty confident how they are looking for next week. Then we go on to Chelsea. Again, I did not expect them to concede 3 against Leeds, but hats off to Leeds. Leeds certainly have caught my eye. There are players like Harrison, Rodrigo that are really performing well in FPL as well, not only on the pitch, but they're getting the numbers to kind of replicate it and display it as well in our teams. Usually there's sometimes you do really well on the football pitch, so for example someone like a Kante, but they don't really kind of replicate it onto an FPL score sheet, but they have indeed here, so well done to Leeds. But I had Reece James, who had a chance, was saved by Meslier. Cucurella had a chance, put it wide, and then also had a goal disallowed for Sterling for offside, where you kind of put him through as well. So it could have been a bit different if both had kind of contributed in attacking assists and goals, but it's not to be. Kicking the teeth, I don't think they're a bad defence overnight, so I'm not too concerned about Chelsea moving forward, and their fixtures are pretty good. So I'm pretty much at the moment looking to stay with the double Chelsea defence. It may change in the next couple of weeks, but for now, for next week, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to back them. I backed them a couple of days ago for the next couple of weeks, so one bad result won't actually kind of tilt me or knee-jerk me immediately. So I hope they get better results moving forward, and they do have the fixtures to back it up for good performances to come through for us moving forward. Then we've got Gabriel, the ever-reliant Gabriel for me since I started the season. Another 7 points with some bonus points in there as well. Yes, Saliba got the goal, but he got me a bonus point, so 7 points, I'll take that, because pretty much 25% of my points have come through Arsenal backline, which is Gabriel, and I only have 1 of them in my backline. So well done, Gabriel. So that kind of got me my backline points overall. Salah still got to play. I'm hoping he could get me a return, but United win the game, because got to be faithful for United. So 3-2 United. Salah goal and assist, and Trent goal and assist will be great. And United to win 3-2 will be an absolute dreamland scoreline for me. Kulusevski, disappointing again. I've had 2 weeks now back-to-back where I've got no returns, but I'm not too concerned as of yet. They've got Nottingham Forest next week, so I'm hoping he could hopefully get a return for me there. The 3 points, had a chance a couple of times for Kane, put it on a header for him, which was saved by Sarr, and then also put another opportunity for Kane, which he put it wide. And I think he gave one chance to Son, where he kind of ran at the start of the game, but just didn't finish in terms of his amazing finishing ability. So unlucky Kulusevski, but I'm hoping for better things for him to come for me for next week. And then we've got Gabriela Martinez, the ever so reliable Martinelli, 6 points again. Did well for me. Great performance by Arsenal once again at Bournemouth. So 6 points for Martinelli. He's getting high ownership now. I'm not intending to take him out. So my decision to go Martinelli over Saka at the start of the season has certainly been worthwhile. I think if I'd gone for Rashford and Saka, I probably would have had the worst start you could ever imagine to an FPL campaign. So that is a really good decision by me from my side, and you never know, I could change that down the season goes along and bring in Saka, but we just don't know at the moment. Martinelli is here to stay, and how well is he doing? Whilst we're on Arsenal, we'll talk about Jesus as well. How unlucky was he not to score? It was like millimeters, I'd say, probably like fractions of screens or pixels that he was offside, but 4 points nonetheless. Unlucky for all those who captained him, because I think he deserved that goal, especially more goals and points as well, so could have got a much higher overall tally of points. But Jesus, well done once again, 4 points, consistent, he's looking deadly. I think he's the signing of the summer as of it stands right now. And then moving forward to Haaland, 6 points, got me a goal. Unfortunately, had a few chances, one-on-one with Pope. What a great save by Nick Pope. And then also put one wide where he was actually smiling as well to the crowd. I think Guardiola took that too well. Kane got a goal, he's got a goal, so not really much to lose out. No bonus points in this one, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth. But, on the bench, if I look at it as well, I had Andreas for 8 points. I was never going to play him, to be fair, out of those lineup in there as well. Harrison Reed, who I brought in, got me 2, and Ward got me 1, and Taylor, as of always, at the moment, still on a duck. So overall, 29 points, not a great week, well below the average. My rank has fallen from around 1.1 mil to at the moment 2.8 million. So that could all change tomorrow. It could go up a bit further. I'm around, I think it's around 7 points off the top million. So it's not too many points that differentiate me from the top million itself. But I think, a few scores here and there, or next week, I will be back well within the 1 million rank mark. So without wasting any further time, let's look at the two players, or the players that I'm looking at to bring in for my next week's team. So the first player that I've actually put into my squad is, for the expense of Kulusevski, is Kevin De Bruyne. Now this guy so far has had an amazing start to the season. So 25 points so far. He's owned by 23.4% of managers at the time of recording this video. His price is 12.1 mil. His points per game I can see here is 8.33. We can go through some stats of XG at 0.22 and XA of 0.78 this season. Incredible stats. 4 returns in 3 games. This guy looks absolutely deadly. And if we look at the fixtures for Man City, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, Tottenham, Wolves are the next 5 fixtures. So, in this situation, I'd be replacing him for Kulusevski. So Kulusevski will be going out, and I'll bring in Kevin De Bruyne into my midfield. And then obviously at front, I will be taking out Haaland and bringing in Ivan Toney. In terms of Ivan Toney, 25 points as well. So 8.33 points per game at the moment, 7.1 mil in price, so I'd still have 500,000 left over. 15.1% of managers own him, and that will go up, and I think his price will go up during this week as well. 8 points this game week, 1 goal again, and his fixtures, if you look at Brentford's fixtures as a whole, Everton, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Southampton, Arsenal, Bournemouth, they do look good over the next 5 to 6 weeks. So these are the two players that I generally am considering in my transfer plan. So at the moment, my aim was for this game week for sure not to take any kind of transfer for this week. I want to carry one over, not take any hits as well. But if I was to do this again, this will be my 3rd week in a row where I'll take a -4, which I really don't want to do. I'm pretty content with the squad I have. But the two players, as I said again, that I could potentially look at and still play the same formation of 5-3-2 would be Kulusevski for De Bruyne. I'll still have the 3 Man City players, and then taking out Haaland and bringing in Ivan Toney. So my front 2 line would be Jesus and Toney. In midfield, I'll have Martinelli, Salah and Kevin De Bruyne. Is that something that I want to do this week? I think I could even give it one more week, because I don't have to take the -4 yet. But this could be something that I could carry over to next week, which will be, something worth considering. Do I want to get rid of Haaland? That's the big question. I don't really want to have a team without Haaland, but De Bruyne is absolutely killing it at the moment. And in terms of rotation as well, another thing that's coming to my mind, the reason why I'm thinking about Haaland over, Kevin De Bruyne over Haaland at the moment, is the fact that, with the games coming midweek as well, we're going to have game week 5, which is midweek. There might be a chance of rotation for Haaland. It doesn't mean that Haaland won't get big points during the rest of the season, but I just see Kevin De Bruyne being a bit more nailed on. So that could be something that I could consider next week, considering Man City will have a midweek game as well. But that's all to think about later if I don't want to play it. I'm not rushed for this, because as you can see on my screen, I still have $500,000. And even if both players go up by 0.1, or even if they go up by 3 price ranges, or even 4, I don't think I'll be priced out of this transfer plan that I do have. So potentially this could happen this week if I fancy a -4 hit, but I don't want to take another -4 hit. So this could most likely happen next week. Would I be happy with the team overall without Haaland or Kane? The way De Bruyne is playing, definitely. And the way Toney, with the fixtures he has coming up as well, why not? But let's just leave it at that for now. This is how the team looks for now for me, but then I won't have any 8 million midfielder in my team, which I don't really want to go against because I wanted to keep that £8 million spot. So for example, I can move from Kulusevski to Saka to Diaz to Maddison as well. So that is the kind of drawback to this, but I wouldn't be disappointed with this squad, but I just don't feel comfortable hitting this right now. But these are kind of transfer plans that could happen this week, if not most certainly next week. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are your transfer plans? There's also players like, Perisic who've done well, RODRIGO's done well, but I just don't feel that they settle into my team, along with Zaha, who's done really well as well. So we just have to wait and see which other players kind of develop further. Could I even downgrade? Well, not downgrade, I mean, that's the wrong word, but in price-wise, I could go from Kulusevski to Zaha, gain an extra £1 million, and upgrade my team elsewhere, but I don't really know where else I would use that extra mil, because Cucurella, 5 mil, could take him up to another defender for around 5.5, which is Perisic, and then the other $500,000 I could, use elsewhere in the team if I need to. So that's the plan at the moment. In terms of this for now, no hits or transfers will be hit this week, but if I do look to make these moves next week, they can potentially happen. But as we stand, my team will remain the same. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Which players are you looking at? Who is on your transfer plan list? And let me know what your thoughts are in this game week. So have a good week, guys. Make your transfers early. Avoid the price rises. That's what I always say. In terms of making those transfers, if you're going to make them eventually, avoid the price rises because then you'll get hits. Make them straight, quick and early, and get ready for the next game week, eh? So if you like the video, give us a like. If you haven't hit the subscribe video, hit that subscribe button on this video. Be part of the FPL INKLING family. And I'll be back with some more content very soon and hopefully get you guys a real solid team for game week 4. Have a good week, guys. See you soon.